What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Black Business Booming. I'm excited. I'm Mike James of P&Z Life Coaching, and I'm just thankful for everybody who's watched a single episode or comment, like, shared Black Business Booming. Again, the purpose behind this is just to interview Black businesses at every level, whether they're just starting out or been well established, just to highlight and give a space. Again, I always think that it's so important to give people a space and an opportunity to get out good news and what they're doing, especially for Black businesses. So I encourage you, as always, to like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you come back and check it out. Check out the whole playlist, all the other Black businesses that are doing some amazing things. And as always, I'm excited because I continue to get great guests. I call it family, from people that I know. A lot of my UAB people I went to school with, people I met on social media, and actually people that are, family members and people that are from the crib, as I call it. So I'm excited. I have another great guest. We go back to, some years now,
Oh,
all the
wow.
way back to all the way back to UAB. So if you would, sis, just take a moment to introduce yourself, tell everybody your name and where you're from, and then we'll dive into your business.
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Black. I am the principal coach and founder of BlackLight Coaching. That is a business that is founded to do business, life, and wellness coaching. So I definitely have a plethora of background with working for the Small Business Administration, also being a Christian, going and seeking Christian care education. So definitely come and seek me out as a business life coach.
Awesome. So awesome. And again, like I told you in the email, I was like, Jen, as a fellow coach, I got to have you on. I think you're my first coach to be. I may be, I don't know if I'm over 30 episodes. Yeah, I'm over 30 episodes. And so you're my first coach on here. So I'm excited, as a fellow coach, to learn just that process and give people that insight into just the whole process in being in business as a coach. So you mentioned your business. So take a moment and tell everybody like when you started your business and what inspired you to do so.
So I actually started my business in June of last year. So it was definitely COVID times were happening. Had moments to sit and really in the unfulfillment of my professional life and really wanting to be called into doing my purpose, because I always used to say silently to myself that I want to work to where, my work doesn't seem like work, I want to be doing something that I enjoy so much that it is not work. So, of course, with my spiritual guidance, the Lord above, he let me know some things. So I was like, all right, God, yes, Lord, I'm with you. So I received my call to ministry and I jumped out there and received life coaching training, and then actually started to establish my business entity, and the roller coaster began there.
Yeah, I love that. And
Entrepreneurship is a pure roller coaster.
indeed. I love that you said too, um, pretty much you followed that passion and what was there, but you said I got that training because a lot of people, they ask me, well, how did you get started and how do you become a life coach? Say, well, the first thing you want to make sure that you get some proper training, because I don't know about you, but for me, I thought I knew what coaching was until I got the training. And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. It's something completely
Right.
different. Like the formula to this, guys, like it's not just, we come out here and say we're self-proclaimed life coaches. Like, no, we take the time to we care about our craft.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
So in starting your business, again, you talked about June 2020, right? Again, a testament to 2020 wasn't horrible for everyone, right? And it's still opportunity for you to do something, no matter what's going on and no matter the time. So in starting your business, what was one of the most challenging things about getting started and, outside of it being in 2020 and, having the faith to go ahead and do that, but what was some of the challenges in starting your business?
So I have to tell this story. So like I have been my background is in business. Like, my undergrad's business management. I got a master's degree in, business administration. So business has all been in my total background. When my actual professional work experience is in government contracting and small business and that type of stuff. So like I have always been around small businesses trying to succeed. And when I actually started working for the Small Business Administration, I was like, wow, so many entrepreneurs are unsuccessful.
Mm.
So like I would look at our portfolios and see how they were just not turning. They just weren't successful because the programs that they were seeking, the government assistance that they were seeking, they weren't ready for it. So I got tainted as on the back end looking at it and just like, oh my gosh, I will never want to be an entrepreneur, like losing homes, like it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, at first I'm like, do I really want to do this? Even though I knew, some steps of how to really, really get it started, even though I worked in more on the program end of it. So I was like, okay, what do I need to do? All right. So in establishing my bank account, I was like, I need to get my team. So very first step was establishing a team because you're not going to be able to handle it all on your own. As much as you think that you can not. You need people. So even though I had seen so much failure and all this other stuff, I was like, I'm not going to do what I know those other small businesses have done, and they were not prepared. So again, establish my team. So, it's a rule. You find you a banker, a lawyer, and also it's a banker, lawyer, and an accountant.
Mm.
So I found me a banker, a lawyer, and an accountant. So
All right.
right off the rip, put them on retainer. You're gonna need them because like you have to start off and make sure again you establish your team. You got to establish your team. So that was step one.
Yeah, I love that, and again that that challenge, but it's also advice, which is a question we'll get to later, and making sure you have that foundation right, and that's gems, that's actual free coaching right there for people to know that hey, make sure that foundation is good. I can remember my background was in personal training before coming into coaching full time, and it was one of those things in our training that we did years ago when I was in management. It was you are only as good as your foundation, and your foundation is your team. So I love that. And so now the getting over the obstacles of finding that team, I love how you put that, the banker, the lawyer, the accountant, and now starting and building the business. What are some of the day-to-day challenges that you face in now running the business and just growing it?
I thought that the biggest boss move that I had for 2020 was receiving a W-2 from my own business. Like that was the biggest flex ever. Like you get a W-2 from a company that you own. But how do you establish getting that W-2? You got to do back office. So like there's back office things that you don't think that you have to do. Like I have to report payroll, to ensure that is this happening. Also things such as filling out, forms, actually getting other consultants on your squad. Like I have a whole branding marketing team, that I've sought out assistance because again, you have to go out and seek expertise. And if you know, you're not going to be out here doing this on your own. Like you're just not. I can't stress that enough. Like I just cannot stress that enough.
Right. Yeah. So again, so important, and it's one of those things where a lot of people don't know the importance of that until they get started. And if you can take the advice of someone that started and hear that, do it early on, because it'll save you a lot of headaches and a lot of time, right? So
And money, because something else that you do as an entrepreneur, you double spend on money all the time. You're just like, oh my gosh, I so didn't need this. Now I got this subscription that I gotta cancel, and I already wasted such and such. Like you
Right.
gotta, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it's so true. Because so many things are coming at you when you once you establish that business email or the website and you start funneling in information. Everybody wants to help you do this or that. So, it's this little, like you said, this subscription here, this payment here, this boot camp here. So it's a lot. So I think, again, that foundation is just so important. Now, if we look at that in contrast to the challenges that you face, what is one of the most satisfying parts of being an entrepreneur and running your business? What's that satisfaction for you?
Oh man, I'm going back to that W-2 comment. That was the most satisfying, like ever. Like to say, you know what? I'm so boss. I cut my own check. Okay, like I
Right,
cut my
right,
own check. Literally. That is the biggest boss flex ever. Like and then on top of that, the ultimate flex is that we did it you do it for your ancestors. Like I
right.
sit here and I think about how my ancestors have made sacrifices for me to even be to where I am right now. Like I think about how my parents' life has changed, going with their parents, wanting them to do better, and then them wanting us to do better, and then us wanting our children to do better. How that progression has happened, and like what moves we're making. Like I don't think anybody, like my mom was an entrepreneur for a little while, and I was just like, I would sit back and I was like, she did her thing, but it wasn't properly established. Like it was not
Yeah,
properly established. It wasn't scaled. It's like you could have made so much more money if you would have just established it right. So when I saw that, and I knew that it took a lot of work to do that, that's another reason why I had a fear of entrepreneurship. So like I was like, no, I'm gonna do it better. So it's like in this moment, it's doing it better than they had an opportunity to do. Because again, our whole point and purpose on life is to continue growing and being better as generations continue. So I did it
yeah.
for the ancestors.
I love it. I love that. I love that. And like you said, again, it's one of those things where it's bigger than you, so to speak. Like you said, that generation seeing what happened in the, the path that your ancestor paved for you, but also what can I leave for the next generation? And that's the first thing. That's the passion behind my business. People say, well, what is P&Z? And it's my parents' initials. So it's one of those things I said, listen, if I never hire a family member, it's a family business, because I'm giving a nod and homage to my upbringing and all my siblings that came before me. So that's so important. And I think a lot of times that helps. It makes it worth it. It makes all the challenges, like you talked about, the challenges and the barriers. It makes it worth it when you have something that you're fighting for. So that's awesome. So for someone, you've already dropped gems, right? But for someone watching and they say, man, you know what? Jennifer is really inspiring me. This is awesome. I love that. And something that you said is resonating with them. What advice would you give to someone that's wanting to start a business? Again, like I say, on top of what you've already dropped, advice for someone who's starting business, or maybe they want to get into entrepreneurship, but they're not sure. What's some advice that you would give someone?
I gotta go life coach direction here, and that is be kind to yourself. It is a
Nice.
journey, not a destination. Entrepreneurship is like Mike. I know you can contest to this. There's literally moments that we're working on projects for months,
Mm-hmm.
months. And it's like, as much as we would even want to rush it in those moments, like, there's times where you're wanting to rush certain processes of the business process, but you can't. It's not meant to do that. Like something I've noticed personally in life in general, right? In the beginning, our first, in our beginning parts of our lives, like we were in so much in a rush to do everything, just a rush, right? But like there's a shift. So now it's time to slow things down.
Yeah.
enjoy your moments, so it's like enjoy the entrepreneurship journey. There's ebbs and flows, guys. Like, you gotta know there's ebbs and flows. There's never, Mike, we were just talking about this before we even started a call, there's no perfect time to launch.
There you go.
Like, you just have to just jump out there. Like, do it scared. That's one of my favorite sayings. Just do it scared.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. And I tell people every interview, like, go back and watch all the interviews. And most of the time, that's something you're going to hear, at some point you have to do it. And one of the things that I hold on to is something that I heard Steve Harvey say years ago. It's probably approaching about 15, 16 years now. And he said, at some point you have to jump and know that your wings will spread. I wrote a whole blog about it and wrote
I
it in my
like that.
journal. Yeah, I drew the eagle
I
on
like
the
that.
ledge. And it's like, it's that thought, right? But it's that mindset of knowing that my wings will spread and that I'll fly and I'll excel. So, and just something you said as well, Jennifer, before that, and talking about the ancestors, one of the reasons why I started doing these interviews in the first place is because I say it all the time. I don't need anyone to tell me what Black people are or are not doing, because I see it. I know it. And I tell people, if you think that Black people are not doing this or that, then you need to check your circle, because I see entrepreneurs, doctors and lawyers and teachers and speakers. And it's just amazing to see that again, like, man, listen, I know that I'm making my ancestors proud. I know that I'm making people proud. I know that I'm being an example to someone. So I love that. That's awesome. So tell everybody what's next for your business. What's on the horizon? What's the
Oh
next
my
next
God.
step for
So
you?
I have some amazing things popping. I have a podcast that is listed on all 15 directories called Tell Them Why You Mad, Sis. Speak what you
Nice.
feel. So I'm out here giving women's empowerment and debunking that angry Black woman stereotype, because we have feelings too. So let's get them out, ladies. So I definitely have that in the pipeline coming out. Definitely some coaching ventures, and just being out there, just seeing what 2021 brings. Because, like, when those opportunities drop, you gotta, catch on to them. And also, Christian Care Seminary. So seminary is coming up for you, girls. So I'm out here.
Nice. I love it. I love that,
Education
man.
don't
And
stop as an entrepreneur. Please understand, you're always looking to just grow and just gain the knowledge.
yes,
You gotta
yes,
continue.
it don't stop. I love that. That's I tell people, if you think about it like this, if you're not willing to learn, or you think that you have it all, you know it all, then it's almost like you have no more room for growth. You cease to exist in a matter that you can spread or you can grow. So I love the fact that you said that, and it's so important. And just everything you have going on, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on everything. And so give everybody just how they can find you, how they can get in contact with you for coaching, to see more about your business, information on how they can link up to you. Let everybody know how they can find Jennifer out there doing it.
Okay, you guys, you can find me. You can go to my website. You can seek out my podcast. That's www.jennifer, JENNIFERC, Black, BLACK.com. You will find all my social media links there as well. But my handle to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is On Fire to Inspire. So that's ONFIRE, the number two, and NSPIRE. So they can check me out there.
Love it. Love it. On fire to inspire. I love that. Jennifer, thank you so much again for doing this. Like I said, it's so awesome to come full circle, and from just being in college and pursuing a higher education, and then years later connecting again and just doing a platform where we're talking about business. And so I really thank you for your time. I appreciate you for doing this. It's so awesome and just such a pleasure to continue to connect with people, man. Like I say, I tell people again, if you don't see anybody doing anything, check your circle. you're in the wrong circle.
You're in the
So
wrong
thank you
circle.
so much.
Always fly with eagles. Let's be clear here, people.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Love it. Thank you so much. And to everybody again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that I'll have information on how you connect with Jennifer below in the description. And make sure you tune in, and we'll see you next time on another episode of Black Business Booming. Peace.